and let's have our phenomenal super in-house coach, Coach Dan, to take us on this next level. Coach Dan, super amazing morning to you. It's nice to have you on this program. Thursday is your day. Like we know, Thursday is for Coach Dan. So take it over, brother. Let's get that train.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Folabi. That was an amazing intro you had there. Okay. Good morning, community. Good morning, everyone. It's morning from here in Lagos, and I'm super excited to be your host on this show this morning. All right, and like we all know, we've been treating a series of taking up responsibility. All right, and stop making excuses, and that's what I'll be talking a little bit more this morning. And I want us to understand that we not taking up responsibility it's not like it's just one person. We all at one point in time or the other, all right, we've been victim of this. In fact, making excuses actually started from the creation of man. Now I'm saying this so I don't feel too guilty, all right? Maybe just yourself that, oh, I keep making excuses. You know, when man fall and God came and asked man, why do you do what I asked you to do? Man should the responsibility to the woman and say, oh no, you made an excuse. Oh, it's the woman, it's not my fault. All right. And then when God asked the woman said, oh no, it's not me, it's the serpent. So the fact that making excuses has been with man from time in.
Wow.
But you see, if we must live the better version of us, we must consciously unwind these things. We must consciously learn how to live and taking on full responsibility. You know, this one I'm going to start by letting us understand that accepting responsibility has two major components. All right, it has two major components. Now, the first is the personal responsibility, which implies you taking ownership of your own behavior and the consequences of those behaviors. All right, you take ownership of your behavior. All right, you accept responsibility for your actions and your failures. All right, I am where I am today as a result of the decisions I took years back. All right, I am in this class this morning. I am listening to this video this moment because I took a responsibility to myself to doing that. All right, so personal responsibility is one of the components. You have to take responsibility for yourself. All right, and this is one area most people tend to not to want to focus on. Now, the other dimension to it is indirect responsibility. Indirect responsibility. And this has to do with you moving beyond yourself and taking action to help people or situations around you. I mean, we've all been in a scenario where maybe something just happened and someone needs help, and urgent help. All right. Are you going to be the category of people that you walk past and say to yourself, it's none of my business? Or will you be among those that will say, no, people need help, and I am in a position to assist. Let me go assist. Now remember, you are going beyond yourself into stepping into assisting someone who is in journey of help. Now, my question has always been, why do people fail to take responsibility? Why do we shift blames? Why do we avoid responsibility? And one of the fundamental reasons I've come to discover is that we make excuses. We make a lot of excuses. And this morning I'll be focusing more on excuses. Why are we making excuses? Understand that when you blame others, guess what? You give up the power to change. When you blame others for circumstances about yourself, for situations around you, what you just simply did is that you have given up, all right, the power that can enable you to change that situation around. Blame games. Don't get involved in blame games. So I will be dwelling a little bit more on excuses. I mean, what are the reasons why people give excuses? Of course, there are numerous reasons why we make excuses. But for the sake of this class this morning, I will share with us some reasons why people give excuses. And I'll also go ahead to share with us ways in which we can overcome making excuses and taking up responsibility for ourselves, for our life, for our families, for our businesses, for our team, for everything that has to do with us. Now, the number one reason why people give excuses is they want to get out of trouble. They just want to, they say, I don't have time for headache. I don't want to be a part of this. All right. They want to get out of trouble. And that's the first reason why people give excuses. Now, let me share a personal experience with you and what happened to me in the course of the week. Precisely on Monday, I was driving to my meeting place, and a guy just swapped his hand and bashed my side mirror, and the thing got broken. So I went down and I asked him, why would you do that? And guess what? The guy told me, I didn't do it. He said, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
So who did it?
Who did it? Just like in seconds. So I drove in front of him. We stopped, and I got the traffic warders that were there involved. And they were telling him, you did this thing. And he's saying, this is word against my word. And I'm like, for real? I got so upset. But guess what? While I was in the midst of that, I just remember to myself, I said, look, Dan, it's not what happened to you that matters, but how you react to what happens. That counts. All right? It's not what happens. Shit always happen. This has happened. My car has a comprehensive insurance. If I don't want to fix that, I can push to insurance to get it fixed. So I walked up to myself to him, you know what? If you say you're not the one that do this, all right, I leave it to your conscience. Guess what? As I was about stepping into my car, the guy walked up to me. I said, bro, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I did it and I'm truly sorry. Now, what changed? Because my attitude changed toward the circumstance. He was putting on a blame game just to avoid the trouble. He didn't want to take responsibility for what he did. I mean, this happens. We encounter all of this almost on a daily basis. All right. So the first reason why people make up excuse is just to get out of trouble. They don't want to get in trouble. Now, the second reason is because they deny personal problems. People take excuse because they deny personal problems. You know some areas of your life that you need to work on. There are some areas of your life you need to develop. But just because you don't want to take up that responsibility to doing that, what happened? You make an excuse. Oh, if I'd gone to a private school, maybe if I was born in London, I would have had a better life. Oh, maybe if my parents were in the US, I would have had a better life. Now, there is nothing about the location you find yourself. Now, let me say this to us. There are broke guys in the US, just in case you don't know.
That's true.
And there are people living in the third world country and have created massive wealth for themselves. So people want to avoid their personal problems. They don't want to face this, they deny it, right? And that's why they make excuses. Or if I was taller, somebody would say, oh, maybe if I was fairer or if I was more beautiful, I would have been married. Meanwhile, you have character problems. Work on your character, work on your attitude. All right? The reason why probably you've not seen a guy walk up to you could be your attitude. It might have nothing to do with your appearance. So people make excuses because of all of these things. As simple as it might seem, these are great hindrance towards self-development. These are great hindrance toward we becoming a better version of ourselves. All right? And people make excuses just to get out of responsibility. I don't want to carry it. So it's not, I don't want to be a part of this problem. They make excuses just to get out of responsibility. All right? And these are some of the reasons why people make excuses. Now, the next thing I want to talk about very briefly, reasons why we must stop making excuses. What are some of the reasons that you must understand? Look, if I keep making excuses, all right, now let me tell you, the first reason why you should stop making excuses and taking up responsibility is this. If you keep making excuses, you won't see solutions in anything. It hinders you from seeing solutions. You find yourself in a circumstance and you just think that, oh, the best way is to make excuses. If you keep making excuses, you might go away, all right, from that circumstance. But trust me, it's going to catch up with you later in the future. Why you must stop making excuses? When you keep building up excuses, it hinders you from seeing solutions. For every challenge in life, there are embedded solutions to it. If only we can be detailed enough to look at it. So the reasons you need to stop making solutions is because excuses. The reason you need to stop making excuses is because it turns you from being a victor to becoming a victim. You become a victim of that circumstance. When you make excuses, like I said when I started, you empower someone else. All right, the right for you to have been able to change yourself and change the circumstances. All right, and guess what, guys? Making excuses reveal the lack of self-belief. If you find yourself keep making excuses over everything, it only shows that you don't believe in yourself. All right, you don't believe in your abilities. Now, what are the ways? What are the ways in which we can overcome excuses. What are the ways? I'm going to be sharing with us some of the ways that we can overcome excuses, because we need to build up our mindset. All right? Saying to ourselves, look, listen, I am responsible for my actions. I am responsible for the result. I am responsible for the outcome of whatever action that I take. All right? So ways to start overcoming excuses. Number one, don't expect a perfect situation before you take action. Don't expect a perfect situation before you take action. Like the common saying, shit happens. That's the truth. A lot of times people wait for a perfect situation before instead of taking action. Guess what? A perfect moment might never come. Because people really want to get something done. Go ahead and look for a way. You have not found a way yet. It's because your willingness to succeed is not strong enough. There will always be challenges. If you can turn your lemon to lemonade, if you can turn the bad situation to a good circumstance. I mean, oftentimes Dr. Falabi has shared his personal experience with us. I personally knew what the experience was like. I knew what it was going through at that moment because I was also involved. But guess what? The way he was able to turn it around was because he never empowered that situation. You have 1,001 reasons to give excuses and retreat back to your shell and live a mediocrity life. But again, also, you also have the power to not give excuse, to take up responsibility. And guess what? Your life can never be the same again. Now, the second way is that you can overcome excuse is have faith that you can do all things. You must have faith that you can do all things. I mean, looking at the Holy Book, Philippians 4:13, he said, I can do all things through him that strengthened me. All right. So when you face that situation, instead of giving an excuse to dodge, instead of giving an excuse to avoid responsibility, say to yourself, I can do all things. This is what I must do. And trust me, I'm going out there to doing it. All right. So believe in yourself. Have faith that you can do it. All right. Rely in the God-given potential in you. Trust me, there is something in you that the world is waiting for. God has given you that potential. But if you keep making excuses, if you keep avoiding taking responsibility, there is no way the world will have a feel of that potential that God has embedded into you. Trust me, having to run this class Monday to Friday is not an easy call. And that's the truth. It's not an easy call. But it's about taking up responsibility. We can give 1,001 reasons why we shouldn't be on this call. It's not a paid program. Nobody's paying to attend the class. There's no business attachment to it. But we just feel we need to give back to society. Let's share values. Let's help people change their mindset. All right? So you must understand that there is a potential in you that the world is waiting for. And that potential can never manifest if you live in excuses. All right? Now look for solution instead of problem. Ways to overcome problems or excuses, always look out for solutions. All right? Just like I said a while ago, in every challenge, there are always solutions. Guess what? What you focus on is what you attract. What you focus on is what you attract. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, always ask God for help. Ask God for help. He won't stop helping us. All right? He said, when you ask, he will give you. Some of us need to just understand that, look, there are some situations that come to us, and this thing is above you. Go to your creator, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of whatever you believe in, but there is a power superior being. Always ask for help. And trust me, if you ask God for help, it will definitely help you. I just hope I'm still within my time. Dr. Falabi, all right, I got a whole lot to share. But I think we're going to wrap it up here this morning. And let me just say this as a way of concluding. You need to go back. If you have not watched the video on affirmation, get back to those videos on our YouTube channel. Sit back and watch affirmation. You probably need to build up an affirmation as regards taking up responsibility and avoiding excuses. Because trust me, I have been a beneficiary of it. I just shared my experience on Monday. That was a lifesaver. Who knows if I was there arguing? Who knows what could have happened afterward? But guess what? I remember my affirmation. Daniel, you're responsible for your action. You're responsible for your life. Thank you very much, Dr. Falabi, for giving the platform to share. And I'm super excited doing this. Thank you so much, brother. Over to you.